an Artificer, which is one of the new official classes now that is included in the D&D 5th edition rule set. It is now a canon class, which they haven't done that in a long time. It is now, and I'm hoping to allow everybody to get a kind of look at this build, maybe even input. So when I get to the part where we pick the archetype, I would like the participation of our chat folks. If you're out there, you can pick one of the 3 archetypes that we have to choose from. And we'll go through this build and see how it turns out. This is the first time I've ever made one, so this is exciting. Lady Shell's here to moderate, so if you have any questions, just type it in the chat, and she'll be glad to answer those. But today we are going to focus on a gnome artificer. So away we go. Okay, so I've loaded up a lot of books. A lot of these are the Rob 2e coding effects, but I also have the Sword Coast Adventures Guide and all the standard rule books that you need to create characters. And I even added the Eberron Rising from the Last War for the player side of it. So when I build this character, I'm hoping that, it'll pull so I can choose a different class. So right off the bat, I am going to start building this character. And I'm not sure what the Artificer even has or needs for a requirement. I'm pretty sure intelligence is going to be one of those. So I will put a 14 in his intelligence right off the bat. I think I'm going to put a 15 in Dex. I am going to put a 13 in Con. 12 in Charisma. Actually, 12 in Wisdom. 10 in Charisma, and 8 in Strength. So there's a standard array.
That makes sense since it's a gnome.
Yeah, more of a gnome. I don't see him being really strong or particularly charismatic, but a lot of his skills are probably based on intelligence, wisdom, maybe some dexterity, and that's without knowing, so we'll find out. So now I'm going to pick his background. So let me see what we have loaded here. So I'm going to...
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
If you look in the book under Artificer, you know how when it says build, under the class for Artificer, doesn't it say like pick whatever for your, how they give you suggestions as to what abilities that you want to keep as your first and second highest? Did I stump you?
Yeah.
What? Are you not hearing me when I talk?
I heard you. I'm still kind of thinking about the build and the background.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Let's see. Background. Okay, so I'm not quite sure what background I'm going to give him at the moment, but I think a merchant or a clan crafter would make sense. A hermit potentially.
Should we ask the chat for suggestions?
Sure.
Chat, do you have any suggestions as to what background we should pick for our gnomish artificer? They are strangely quiet.
It's probably just burned out. I think Like Cloistered Scholar might be good. Yeah, they're always up into knowledge. They get history plus Arcana, nature, and religion. A choice of those. That's not bad. Clan Crafter gets history and insight, and one type of artisan tools. Kind of like the Cloistered Scholar. I think that would give him the most bang for the buck. Yeah. Cloistered.
Oh, I've
What?
got an idea.
What?
You said he's from that island that's kind of way out there. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
he could be far travel.
He could be. I could see that if he was traveling around. Yeah, Far Traveler would give him, let's see, that gives him insight and perception. It doesn't really appeal to his strengths though, because insight and those things are based off charisma. So, and perception's based off wisdom. His wisdom's okay. I think Cloistered Scholar might be the better fit for, optimizing the class. But for adventuring, Far Traveler might be a better pick. And I'm gonna give him the Cloistered Scholar. Heck with it. He gets higher library access if he has that, so that might be a good thing.
According to the book,
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking up the class and it says creating an artificer. It
Mm-hmm.
says when creating an artificer, think about your character's relationship with the artisan who
Mm-hmm.
taught them their craft.
Yep.
Does the character have a rival? Talk to your DM about a role played by artificers in the campaign and the sort of organizations you might have ties to.
Mm-hmm. So I
And it,
think he was kind of a hermit, the guy that taught him,
ah,
and he was like an apprentice at one time. And guy was rushing around doing all these experiments, and this fiddle, his name is Fiddlestein Rivetson,
I
and
like that name.
he's basically he's basically the guy that did all the grunt work while his master or was doing the
Yeah,
calculations and such. So I think that makes sense.
cool. As far as quick build, it suggests highest ability score in intelligence, which is what you chose,
Well, I got
uh, fo-
one less, but yeah,
followed by constitution or dexterity. And then it
perfect.
tells you to pick the guild artisan background, but that's just their suggestion.
Yeah, I thought about that, but I like the skills you get better with the Cloistered Scholar because now I have Arcana and History, so those are covered, so I don't have to worry about those. Um, I also got this higher library access plus 2 languages of choice, which is awesome. So now for the
Maybe
race.
maybe he studied at Candlekeep.
Yeah, he could have. I mean, that's definitely a place on that list. So I'm gonna pick the race, and this is gonna be a gnome. No, his name is not Nomeo. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna pick gnome, and if he's a rock gnome or something like that, that's what I'm gonna choose. Basically, I believe.
If if I recall correctly, Rock Gnome gets I can look it up for you.
Let's see. Gnomes. Okay. So he's gonna either be a deep gnome or a rock gnome. I can't see him being forest. And I know the creatures that live on that island are basically rock gnomes. They get a con point.
And they get 1 con and 2 intelligence. If you
Sweet.
took the dragon mark gets 2 intelligence and 1 charisma.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for the rock gnome.
Yeah, that fits.
Yeah. All right. So he gets dark vision, and his intelligence is 16. His wisdom is 12. His dex is 15. His con is 14. That's not bad. So he's got a decent intelligence. It would have been 17, but I put the higher number in dex to start with. So there we go. All right. So that's the race. And now for the final bit of info. So we're going to take him up to 5th level. And I would like some stream choices here from the chat. So hopefully I can get all y'all to help me choose an archetype. There's 3 different ones, so let's see what they give us. So I'm going to pick classes and Artificer. And I get two skills to pick. So I don't need Arcana or History. So I get Investigation, Medicine, Nature, Perception, Sleight of Hand. I think Investigation would be 1. Maybe Perception or Nature might be the second one. So yeah, I'll just pick Perception. Let's see, Arcana, History, Medicine, maybe Medicine. I don't know. I think Perception's good. Okay, so what he ended up getting at 1st level is he got library access, magical tinkering, and spellcasting. He ended up getting common, gnomish, and we have to pick 2 other languages later. So he's got Artificer's lore, known cunning, which is advantage on all kinds of different saving throws, and he's got the tinker trait from being a gnome. So that's cool. That works. All right, so now I'm going to take him up to level 2. So I'm going to drag this over, and he ended up getting Infuse Item as one of his extra abilities or features. Level 3. So we can have an Alchemist, which I kind of think is a little bit cliche, but they are important. And then you have the Artillerist, where they make ammunition and bombs and that sort of thing. And then there's the Battlesmith, in which I think they make like machines and, weaponry and things like that. So there's a
It says in
Battlesmith.
here that the Battlesmith is a combination of protector and medic.
Cool. And then the Artillerist.
They make, like you said, bombs. Their destructive power was valued by armies of the last war.
Okay. And the Alchemist
Makes potions and stuff.
Okay.
Gives life to leech it away. Wait, alchemists use their creations to give life and to leech it away.
Okay. I kind of like the Battlesmith, but that's just my guess. I mean, I don't.
I kind of like it too, but we're both clerics, so of course we're going to go towards that. What do you think, chat?
Alchemist, Artillerist, or Battlesmith. Let's see. What set is this from? Oh, Wedge, this is from the basically this is from the new Eberron supplement. For 5th edition, they just added this as an official class. So you don't have to necessarily be an artificer from Eberron. I'm actually going to make one from the island of Lanton, which is off the coast of, yeah, it's from the last war. Yeah, that's where the class comes from. I'm actually going to build a gnome that is from the island of Lanton, which is off the coast of Chult on the Sword Coast. And that is where most of the gnomes that build machinery in those experiments live on that island. So, we have...
Looks like we have one of
wow,
each.
one of each. I'm going to roll a dice. I'm going to let the
That's
dice
the way
decide.
to do
Make
it.
booms. Yeah, Phil Ross here said make boom booms. Well, actually,
You gonna roll 3-sided dice?
well, here's the thing. He just made it artillerist. So there's two. Oh, that was Phil Ross here. Never mind. Okay,
Yeah, it
I
was.
got to roll. So 1 to 2, it's an alchemist. 3 to 4, it's the battlesmith. 5 and 6, it's the artillerist. But the armored dog, yeah, I know, that was so awesome. I don't get 2 votes. You get 2 votes,
We
but only
had
1 counts.
we had that dog in our Waterdeep Dragon Heist. Metacurry used that dog, Snuggles. They were
Uh-huh.
so.
All right, so I'm going to roll the dice. Here we go. 4.
That's the artillerists or whatever. How
No,
you say it?
alchemist, battlesmith,
Yeah.
artillerist.
No,
So,
Battlesmith is
battlesmith it
third.
is.
Oh, you're sneaky.
No, I'm going by the chat.
You're going by alphabetical order.
I'm just going by the chat. If you look at the chat, that's what they voted. Nope, he said battlesmith in 3 to 4. Yep, that's right.
Oh, okay.
All right, so battlesmith it is. Yay. So I'm going to pick
Yay!
this and click this check here. Okay. It is what it is. So they got battle ready, battlesmith, spells, infuse item, library access, magical tinkering, spell casting, steel defender, the right tool for the right job, and an extra tool proficiency. Awesome.
That's a lot of features.
Yeah, it is. And now I'm going to raise it up again. So he gets an ability score improvement or a feat. Let me
Do
look at the
you have
feats.
Rob's feet
Yes.
things? Yeah, the load that talks
Yep.
about, like
Mm-hmm.
the what is the best one or what they, what's in them and stuff because yeah, there's a long list of feats and sometimes
Yeah.
it's hard to figure out without opening
Warcaster.
each one.
Warcaster. Huh. Well, honestly, I think I'm going to take the ability score increase. I don't want a feat. So,
You raise in his intelligence, or do you have anything that's an odd number?
let's take a look. So, Dex could go up 1 and intelligence could go up 1. But then that would make it odd.
Because
Yeah.
I think that 16 is good, but I like to raise personally if I had two things that were odd like that, that
Mm-hmm.
I like to raise them up. Use your one
Well,
point on
I'm
each one
gonna
to
should
make
give
them
him con.
so your proficiency.
I should give him con though.
But didn't he get the con from being a rock gnome?
A little bit. Let's see.
Oh, it's 14. 14's pretty decent.
Yeah, it's not bad. He's got 31 at level 4. I'm
D-Hop
stuck.
said battle smells require a con save.
Oh yeah. Okay, so definitely give him 1 there. Okay, there's 15.
And the
And
15's not going to raise your proficiency at all.
yeah, I know.
Unless you put 2 in it. I'm just being dumb here.
I think I'm gonna give him a dex also.
I love having me some high decks because I hate rolling really low in initiative and being last.
So Findelstein's a quick little mother effer, and he's pretty smart, and he's pretty annoying. It's Fiddlestein Rivetson. At your service, Fiddlestein Rivetson. Let's see, level 4. We gave him what? Con and Dex?
Yeah, that's what you said.
Okay. All right. Yep, gnome. Let's see, he gets Tinker's tools and one type of artisan tools, plus another set of tools. So, yeah, that's really cool. We'll choose those later because I want to carefully think about what he's doing and what he's making. So his
I'm
tools
thinking
kind of
for
make
your
sense.
tool proficiency, you might want to go with Smith's tools because he is a battlesmith, right?
Yep. He gets an extra attack at level 5. Nice.
Oh man, I wish I had. Oh well, I'm not level 5. Never mind.
Yeah, it's his extra
My
attack.
poor fighter. She's level 4 and she still only has one attack, unless I use my action surge. But I mean, once you use that, you're done
Oh,
for a
here's the
long.
Steel Companion. That's the one where the picture of the
Oh, that
dog.
looks cool.
So Steel Defender is a faithful metal companion like a robot. It's friendly to you and your companions. It obeys your commands. See this creature's game stats in the Steel Defender's stat blocks. Awesome. I'm going to have to pull that up. Let's see if I got it here. Probably have to load up the rest of the module. But in combat, it shares your initiative. It can move and use its own reaction and its own turn. It can use dodge, things like that. It can take bonus action on your turn to command it, and it can do dash, disengage, help, hide, or search. If the mending spell is cast on it, it regains 2d6 points. Cool, so mending heals it. If it has died within the last 24 hours, you can use your smith tools as an action to revive it, provided you're within 5 feet of it, or expend a spell slot. The Steel Defender will return to life within 1 minute when all of his hit points are restored. So you get this. Oh, cool.
Do you get the Smith tools and then you get an extra
Yeah,
thing?
you get a tool proficiency for the actual class feature. Then you get, for the gnome, you get tinker tools and another choice of artisan tools. So you have 3 sets of different types of crafting tools that you can use. You can have light, medium armor, shields, and simple weapons. And the Steel Defender is just basically they have that picture of that dog, but it doesn't have to be the dog. That's just what they chose to illustrate it. So it can be like a little robot looking thing. That's pretty cool. Nice little feature there. So it's almost like a ranger's animal companion, except for it's not quite alive. Or maybe it is. Let's see, Battlesmith spells. So at 3rd level, you can have a few spells, and then you have some bonus spells. So at 3rd level, you get Narrowism. I think that's supposed to be Heroism. Yeah, misspell.
Typo.
I'm going to send that to Zacchaeus. And let's see. Nope. I can fix it right here. But it won't be permanent. Okay.
I also wanted to mention, just cutting in here for a second. If you enjoy this Artificer build and want to get more into an Eberron one shot, Erlon will be running 3 different weeks of Eberron one shots so that you can test this out if you like. Starting on the 3rd of December.
Cool. Let's see. So those are just spells. Battlesmith. You get tool proficiency. Spell battle ready. That's level 3rd. You gain proficiency with martial weapons. So I need to
That's
add that.
helpful.
I need to add that here.
Because he only had basic weapons to begin with. That's cool.
So you want to add that to your weapon list here. You see, when you attack with a magic weapon, you can use your intelligence modifier instead of strength or dex. That is cool. Sweet. Let's see. Infuse item. 2nd level, you gain the ability to imbue items with certain magical infusions. The magic items you create with this feature are effectively prototypes of permanent items. You can pick 4 Artificer infusions to learn. And there's
That
a
reminds me a
list.
little of the what do you call it? The cleric that's the forge cleric. Doesn't the
Uh-huh.
forge cleric have something similar
Sort of, kinda.
where they can make armor or something or weapons?
Yep. So there's some items. So these would be like artificer infused items. So boots of the winding path. 6th level artificer requires a pair of boots and attunement. When you wear these, you can teleport up to 15 feet. So it's like you're imbuing items to, you get enhanced focus, just different ways to utilize magic items, which is really cool. You learn intricate methods, magically creating a special homunculus that serves you. The item you infuse serves as the creature's heart, around which the creature's body instantly forms. So you get all kinds of cool stuff. So we'll put that over here. Steel Defender. Magical tinkering, 1st level, you learn how to invest a spark of magic into mundane items. It's pretty cool. Let's see.
Did it say that the infused thing that you just mentioned that does the person have to be what do you call it? Attuned?
I don't know. I think so. It's so much to read. It requires
Right.
attunement. Yeah, it does.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
wouldn't
they
even
usually
make
have
sense.
4
Doesn't most
charges.
magic things?
Yep. So you'd have to make kind of like your own item. And depending on what it did, you'd have to make the coding for that if you wanted to make it simpler for you down the road. But not everything has to have stats. I mean, it could be something really, you know, you get +1 to attack or saves. That's pretty cool. I like it.
Did
And
this class start as a UA thing
yep.
or did it
Yes.
okay, I thought
Yep. It did. Artificer's lore. That's really nice. Known cunning. That's really nice. And tinker. You have proficiency with artisan tools, the tinker's tools. Using those tools, you spend an hour and 10 gold worth of material to construct a tiny clockwork device, like a clock toy or a fire starter or a music box. That's pretty cool. So that may have been your first attempt at making your own stuff. All right, so that is what you get with this particular build. Now I'm going to pick some languages. Definitely Draconic. And Dwarvish. So those are some of the ancient languages there. And let's see. Inventory. There really isn't a pack for these guys yet because I haven't downloaded the latest Rob2e stuff, but I will do the best I can. So background equipment. I'm going to go to parcels. And the background equipment is pretty simple. Cloistered Scholar. I think I'm going to give him more or less like a cleric's type, because there really isn't one for an artificer yet for starting equipment.
I can read off the thing if you'd like and tell you what he needs
Sure.
individually.
Sure.
Okay, because I got it open. Now I just need to open the. Okay, I got the class open. Okay, now I need. What was his background? He
Artificer.
was
I already got
cloistered
close.
scholar,
I
right?
already got that, but I need the artificer starting
Oh,
gear.
okay. You just need the artificer weapon stuff and everything. Okay, where am I? Equipment. You start with the following equipment. In addition to the equipment granted by your background, you get any 2 simple weapons of your choice. Well, I'll just start, and then when you're done, then I'll read the next. Do you think he would use a mace?
Yeah.
Maybe a mace and a short sword?
That sounds good. Is that what it's saying here?
It just says any 2 simple weapons. I was just trying to think of some
And they
simple
get one
weapons.
martial, at least.
Oh, yeah, martial. Okay.
How about a flail?
Those are good.
A flail and a crossbow.
Yeah, you get a, that was the next line. It says light crossbow with 20 bolts.
So he's going to have a flail. And then,
excuse me, he is level 5, so maybe he could have something that has infused properties to it.
oh yeah, I'm going to give him a little hand crossbow. That's kind of a tiny thing.
You're downgrading because it says he can use a light crossbow.
Right, but being how small he is, I think it makes
That's
more
true.
sense that he had a hand crossbow. And bolts.
Either give him the infused something or maybe a mace +1. Just a suggestion.
Just get him a dagger. Who doesn't have a dagger?
Yeah, there's an infused crossbow. Does 1d8 piercing.
Oops. I'll look at that later.
20. Oh, but that's you wanted hand one. I think that's light. It doesn't say what if it's light or whatever.
Yeah, I might
No, I think it's, yeah, this is a two-handed one, so it's probably the larger one.
infuse light crossbow. Yeah, maybe I'll just swap that out with that one.
Did you say, you said sling, right?
Flail.
Because there's an infused sling. It does 1d4 bludgeoning. Its range is 30, 120, and it's 50 to 100 gold pieces.
I'm gonna do the infused flail.
Oh, you said flail. That's right. Okay.
There we go. Yep. It does +1 on attack and damage. The bonus will increase when he reaches 10th level. So they have items that scale up with them, which is cool. I've always kind of wanted that.
There's a dancing longsword.
I don't want to mess up his armor, or
Right.
not his armor, but his mobility. So I think I'm gonna get him just leather or studded.
What it says here, my third line says your choice of either studded leather, armor, or scale mail. Maybe the
Studded.
studded leather would be
Yep.
good.
Yep.
And then he gets thieves' tools and a dungeoneer's pack. So it's both. Well, obviously. Oh,
So
neat that he gets thieves'
he
tools.
gets 2 sets of artisan tools
Huh.
and then thieves tools. So I'm gonna get him that. I'm gonna give him smith's tools and one other type. Probably wood carver or carpenter, maybe, so you can make wooden and metal. And then he gets tinker's tools. So tools, and carpentry.
The infused studded leather doesn't have any disadvantage on stealth, and it gives you AC 12.
It's not bad. But he's already got a good dex. He doesn't have a good offense.
Okay.
So that's why I gave him the infused flail. Because he's not very strong. He's already -1, so that'll cancel that out. There we go. So he's got a lot of stuff. And you said what pack? The engineers?
Dungeoneers, yeah. Can't you see this little gnome climbing with pitons?
All right. So,
Thanks for the sub, Fel.
Belrossier. All right, so that's that. Scholar's robes. He's got a book, an empty backpack. Yeah, he's got
My
tons of
favorite
tools.
part of doing builds is filling the silly backpack.
I know.
It just takes so long.
I know. I'm actually going to give him a little chest, and he can put a lot of his tools in there. So I'm kind of organizing his inventory. What is going on here? I need his case. And I gave him a scroll case for his formulas and recipes and blueprints. So let's see.
I was just looking at our all-time top cheerers, and I'm number 2, but Rob is number 1 with 50 points more than me. And Drake is number 3.
All right, so there's his inventory. It's pretty much organized. He has a chest, a backpack, some armor, and crossbow, and infused flail, and 10 gold. That's not bad. It's a good start. Might give him a couple potions later on or something like that. So that's that. There's
Okay,
equipment.
your numbers are really small, so I can't tell what is his weight. You know, what is he carrying as far as what he can carry
Oh, you're
and what
right.
he is carrying.
147
Is he
versus.
over?
Yep, he's way over. So
Maybe we could
you could
toss
drop the
those
chest.
pitons. The pitons are pretty heavy.
No, they're not. There's 0.25. That's a quarter of a
Oh, I thought
pound.
it said 6.25. See, I
No,
told you I can't
it's
see.
okay. The most heaviest thing he has is the chest itself that carries the tools. So let's drop the chest. He probably doesn't carry that everywhere with him. So yeah, that's more
He
manageable.
needs a bag of holding.
Telling you. Studded leather. So his armor class is 15 with the studded leather and his
That's
natural.
not too bad.
No, it's not. Not too bad at all. Let's take a look. And no disadvantage or anything, so that's good. Yep, he's looking decent. Now I'm going to pick his. So he's going to be chaotic good or neutral good. I'm Fiddlestein Rivetson. Okay, let's see. Okay, looks good. All right, personality traits. He uses words that convey the impression of great erudition. I've read every book in the world's greatest libraries, or I like to boast I have.
I think that fits him.
Yeah,
Yes, he's scholarly.
there's nothing more than a good mystery.
I like
Um,
the one that says, I like to tell people. Oh, I put my microphone up again. Sorry. Um, I like the one that says, I like to tell people that I've read every book or something,
yeah,
even if
I
I
put that on there. And then I'm going to put, I'm horribly awkward in social situations. So
he probably
that's
turns all red when someone looks at him, a girl looks at him or something.
logic must not cloud our no limits. He's the no limit kind of guy. I have to protect my students. I have ancient text that holds terrible secrets. I like that. I'm easily distracted by the promise of information. Maybe. Most people scream when they see a demon. I stop and take notes. I speak without really thinking. Now my words are verbally insulting. I think this. I'm easily distracted by the promise of more information. Makes sense. Okay.
Do you remember what his charisma is?
It's like 10.
Oh, is it? Okay, so there we go. He is shy. Yeah, General Wedge until he says if he has a high charisma, he can't be shy. And I
Yeah.
said I only thought that he had strength low. I forgot. Yeah, something was
Yeah. I think you're right. Battle Ready gives you the option to use intelligence modifier. Yeah, I like that. Question: how would you note the option to use your intelligence modifier with strength or dex, or you just remember that? You would do that in your what was that? I got to look at the trait again. Was it Battle Ready? Yeah, so Battle Ready, you have to attack with a magic weapon. So, in other words, this infused flail is a magic weapon. So when I come down here, instead of saying base, I will switch it to intelligence instead of dex or strength, what it usually defaults to. So now what that does, and it also counts for attacks and damage. Wait. No, it's just for damage. When you attack with a magical weapon, you can use your intelligence modifier. Oh, for the attack and damage. Sweet. So now that takes away his ability to be, he's a weakling, or he's small, so he's not very strong. But with the infused weapon plus the battle ready trait, that's how that works. So that is cool. Or you could make an effect that you would apply, but that wouldn't be specific to a magic weapon. So it's better if you do it at the weapon level and don't try to do it with a melee or a missile weapon as an effect. Because then you'd have to keep turning it off and on. That'd be annoying. So that's that one. Hopefully that answers your question. Yep. Okay. So that is intelligence. So I hope, I don't know if the guy is still on. Istar? Question?
he thanked you for your answer.
Okay, cool. All right. So yeah, that would be kind of a permanent fix for that. And it's only applying to that weapon. So if you do an effect that would do this, it would be too hard to figure it out. So it's easier if you do it at the weapon level. Infuse item. So he's kind of already has one of those. So this is the enhanced weapon. So I'll say I took care of that with the infused. And I'm pretty sure you can have more than just one. I don't know if there's a... But you have to be 6th level for Radiant Weapon. Huh. So you have Enhanced Defense, Enhanced Weapon, Homunculized Servant. And Homunculized Servant is more for Dragon Shard or 100 gold piece. So that's kind of weird. Enhanced Focus. An item is a rod, staff, or wand. Huh. Infusions known. When you gain this feature, pick 4 Artificer infusions to learn. Choose from the Artificer infusions section at the end of the class description. So I could potentially have more infusions. Resistant armor, repulsion shield. This is pretty awesome. Yeah, so there's a lot more infused items that I can potentially create. Radiant weapon. I wouldn't mind having the servant, but you already kind of get the dog or the steel defender. So that would be kind of a waste. So infused items is something I really have to look over because you have a ton of options and you have a bunch of things, and I have to sort out what's an infusion, what is not, those sort of things. But you have different items too that you can infuse. So it depends on what's going on.
Well, with his low strength, he doesn't want to carry a bunch of extra stuff anyway.
Right. I'm just thinking in terms of, if there's any supplementary ones to help. So then he gets extra spells and his magical tinkerings, which is basically an object, which I'd probably have to make that. Very good at that. Tinker, you have, yep. So already got that. Gnome Cunning and Artificer's Lore. Okay, so those can be added as a racial. I'll do that now. So I'm going to click the edit button. And no, I don't want a weapon. Click the star. Racial abilities. Let's see. The gnome has Artificer's Lore and Gnome Cunning. That's that. Yep, so this stuff they have continuously. And what else we have here? See that. Yep. Okay, so now I'm going to put the standard actions. And the standard actions are here in the spells list. And I forget he can use a shield, but I don't think he would use one. Be carrying around too much stuff, yeah.
That's the only bad thing about having the 8 strength.
Well, that's when you're supposed to be riding in one of your robots so they can carry everything. Let's see. Fiddlestein Rivetson. Okay. So. All right, so here's the level 0 Artificer. So these are the spells they get for their cantrips. So at 5th level, they get 4 infused item, or they get 2 items, but they know 4 infused fusions. That's cool. Tool expertise at 6th level, so that's coming up. So he gets 2 cantrips. So mending for sure. See, that's when these things become more prevalent, is when you have classes like this, because you wouldn't use mending all that much, but as a artificer, it'd probably come in handy a lot more. So I think that's cool. And then probably either Mage Hand or Guidance. What do you think, Shell? There's more. That's Resistance. Mage Hand. So those are his 2 cantrips.
I love Mage Hand.
Yeah. Now I'm going to go level 1. He gets a few of those. So I like this retreat. Expeditious retreat.
Isn't that similar to like just what do you call it, where you just back
Evasion.
away
Or,
without
yeah, kind of.
without getting the opportunity?
Yeah, I'm going to give him Grease.
I
That's
remember
a
being
gray
in a game
spell.
one time when someone used grease. We were in this dungeon and we went in the room and there was a small room with some people in it, and the guy threw the grease in or did the grease spell, and then somebody lit a torch and yeah, we burned the
I'm
people.
going to give him the catapult spell.
Oh, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm. So
That
the
must be an Eberron thing. I don't recall that spell
mm-hmm.
before.
Level 2. Heat metal. Levitate. Blur. Arcane lock. You can lock something. Invisibility. I want to make sure that these are based. Yeah. I always do that to force. That's a wrong section then. There, I do that to make sure it forces the spells to parse correctly. Sometimes they don't. Yeah, see now the
I
DCs
didn't
are
know
right.
that. Good tip.
Yeah, so I just go into the spells category and I'll force the ability in there. Because sometimes these DCs, for some reason, they don't calculate until you mess with them. So I do that to kind of force it. Basically, I force Fantasy Grounds to recurse through the spells to make sure that all the DC challenge ratings are absorbed correctly. And for level 3, Dispel Magic might be cool. Protection from energy, Water Walk, Water Breathing. So Dispel Magic and maybe Haste.
I was just reading the expedition Expeditious retreat, and it isn't what I thought it was. I thought it was something like where it allows you to get away from like attack and then get away. This thing says it allows you to move at an incredible pace, and when you cast a spell as a bonus action on one of your turns until the spell ends. You can take the dash action. What?
Cool. So that is his spells. So he's a spellcasting smith, basically, with some cool objects.
Did he get mage armor? You didn't give mage armor, right?
No.
Or maybe he doesn't get it.
I don't think he does.
Okay.
Nope.
I wasn't sure if it would work anyway, because you said he's already got a 15 AC. I don't think that mage armor would help any.
Yeah. So now I'm unfiltering the spell list. All right. So what I'm going to do after this is I'm going to replace all these spells with Rob 2e spells. I just took them from the Eberron list because I don't have the updated version yet. So all the spells that I've just chose, I would go and take, like Catapult, for instance. I just pulled it from the regular spell book, but I'm going to replace them all eventually with Rob 2e's spells. So they're a little bit more coded, a little bit more evident on the range and such.
I always like having the like that 150 that's there, or
It's
the
helpful.
B or the R or the T or the F.
Right. So then I'm going to put a section for a reminder for the person who plays his character. So I'm going to go ahead and click the edit button, and I'll just make this the Artificer's abilities or class features. Okay, so what I do is I come back here. So I put this here, which is battle ready. We kind of already dealt with that. Battlesmith is just the description of the class. Infuse item. So definitely put that somewhere. Magical tinkering. Right tool for the right job. Third level, you learn how to produce exactly the tool you need. With Tinker's tools in hand, you can create a magical set. Magical created artisan tools. Wow, that's really cool. Huh, interesting. So you can create your own tools. So you wouldn't necessarily need to carry all those different tool sets. Let's see. And Steel Defender. Okay, so those are the main. Wait, specialist. Already got that. Huh. So you choose a specialist, each of which is detailed at the end of the description. Your choice grants you features at 5th, 9th, and 15th. Pretty cool. All right, so I'm going to go back to this. That's that.
I hate when it does that.
That way I have all the different things here instead of having to always go back to here. So all the stuff that comes from class features, it has the descriptions here, and some of them actually kind of set up automatically because of the wording. So for instance, infuse item, it has this 2d6 already set up. The second level, you can imbue things, and somewhere in here it must say 2d6. Yeah, it has to do with the way this is worded down here. Yeah, the homunculi gains 2d6 if the mending spell is cast on it. So if you create a homunculi and you use your mending spell, it'll heal it. And same thing with Steel Defender. It's kind of got the same idea. Yep. So that's kind of how that works. So Steel Defender and Fuse Item are kind of similar when it comes to the homunculi and the Steel Defender. So that's cool. So that's his stuff. So then I would just prepare the spells as necessary. And then I don't think these are once per day type thing. I think this right tool for the right job is short or long rest. Creation requires 1 hour of uninterrupted work, which can coincide with a short or long rest. So it doesn't say it vanishes. Wait. And they vanish when you use this feature again. Okay, so the tools stay with you until you use the feature again. So there's no expiration on that. Battle Ready doesn't do that. Infuse item. Yeah, so I think this is the most critical part, this infusion thing. I think the infusion is going to cause some confusion. So make sure when you're building this character, you look over this, at least this part of it really carefully. There's a lot of options, but basically you're going to be able to enhance equipment with some sort of magical ability or bonus. So that is something you and your DM will have to work out together. But you have infusions, and you can learn 4 of them, but you can only have 2 infused items at a time. I have 1 right now, and that's at 6 levels, so it is limited by your level. So you need to pay attention to the chart that comes with your class. So what I advise you do if you're making one of these is take this Artificer class and put it in your bookmarks. Oops. That way you have it, and whenever you need to look something up, you can go to this handy dandy table. It tells you how many infusions you know and how many items maximum. In my case, at 5th level would be 2. And then here's your spell list. So they're not very heavy on spells. until they start getting up about 10th level. So they are a 1/3 caster, I think. No, they are a full caster. It's just that they don't have as many spells to pick from, at once. Yep. So that is the Rock Gnome Fiddlestein Rivetson, 5th level Artificer. Anybody out there?
Nobody's saying very much.
Okay. Why not? Maybe he can sway folks. He rarely speaks. Yeah. Thanks for stopping by. Back to work. Yep. All right. I think that's pretty much the build there. If you saw some of the other classes or builds that I worked on an assassin. I think I did a bard. I was going to do some sort of fighter type, but I figured I might as well do the artificer. It's new. Everyone wants to see what it can do.
You
So I
have a
thought,
paladin too.
yeah, paladin. But this is sort of a new thing, so I might build all three of them just to get the practice. So if I do a character creation, I'm not surprised. And then I'm gonna go to Rob Tui's page and read down the spells and the modules because he said he's going to update them. So I need to do that for the gnome and also for the spells and the class features because then I won't have to have these kind of half made up ones here, although they'll work. So that is how the character will look. So I got all the spells. Only thing I didn't add was the consumables, which I didn't want to deal with that right now. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I think I'll call it a night. Thanks for stopping by. It's been over an hour, so thanks, Shell, for helping me, and I hope you feel better. Have an
Me
awesome
too.
Turkey Day, and happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays. Um,
Happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
yep,
Thank you for stopping.
thanks for stopping by, guys. Good night.
Night.